All right, today we're going to crack a code. It's a code that's literally all around us, hidden in plain sight. We're going to master the language of lines by getting a handle on one of the most powerful tools in all of math, the slope-intercept form. So, you ready? Let's jump in. So, let me start by asking you a question. What if I told you that there was a secret code, a single, super elegant formula that could describe any straight line you could possibly imagine? I'm talking about everything from the path a rocket takes to the way your phone's battery drains. Well, there is, and today we're going to figure it out. And look, this code isn't just some abstract thing for a math test. Nope, it's a tool we use all the time to see and even predict how things are related in the real world. It helps us understand how one thing changes when something else changes. It can take a bunch of messy real-world info and turn it into a clear, straight story. So, what do we call this universal code for lines? It's called slope-intercept form. And trust me, once you understand its two key parts, you'll be able to read and even write the story of pretty much any line you come across. And here it is. Y equals mx plus b. I know, it looks so simple, right? But this is it. This is our master key. Every single part of this little equation has a very specific job. It might just look like a few letters, but that is the blueprint for every single straight line in existence. Think of this as our legend, our decoder ring for the code. X is your input, that's what you put in, like how many hours you study. Y is the output, it's where you end up, like the score you get on a test. But the real secrets, the parts of the code we really need to crack, are M and B. That's the steepness and the starting point. Okay, let's start with the first piece of our code, that M variable. This little letter holds all the power when it comes to a line's personality, its steepness. So the slope, or M, it's just a number, but it's a number with a really big job. It tells us the rate of change. Here's how to think about it. Imagine you're walking on that line, going from left to right. Is it a really steep uphill climb, or is it a gentle downhill walk? The slope tells you exactly how much you go up or down for every single step you take forward. So how do we find this magic number? Well, there's a super simple method called rise over run, and it is exactly what it sounds like. First, you just pick any 2 points on your line. Then, you count how many spots you go up or down to get from the first point to the second. That's your rise. Then you count how many spots you move across to the right, and that's your run. So let's say you go up 2 units and then to the right 1 unit. Your slope is just 2 over 1, which is just 2. That's it. And the sign of that number tells you everything about the direction. If your line is climbing uphill as you look at it from left to right, you're going to have a positive slope. Makes sense, right? If it's heading downhill, you guessed it, you're going to have a negative slope. The sign literally points the way. All right, so we've totally decoded M. We get steepness, we get the rate of change. So now it's time to find that second piece of the puzzle, the B variable. This one is all about finding the line's starting point. Now, the y-intercept, or B, is honestly the easiest part of this whole code to find. No joke. It's simply the spot where the line crosses that main vertical line, the y-axis. It's your official starting point, where x is equal to 0. Just take a look at this. See where the line hits that vertical y-axis? Bam! It's right there at the number 3. That's it. That is your B. In this case, B is just 3. It's the anchor for the entire line. So we've cracked both parts of the code. We have our M for the steepness, and we've got our B for the starting point. And now for the really satisfying part, putting it all together to write the line's true identity, its equation. So here it is, your simple 3-step mission for any line you ever come across. Step 1, find the slope M by doing that rise over run calculation. Step 2, find the y-intercept B by just looking to see where the line crosses the y-axis. And step 3, plug those two numbers into our master key, y equals mx plus b. And just like that, you've translated a picture into a powerful equation. What you've just done is actually incredibly powerful. You've gone from just kind of looking at a line to understanding its very DNA. With y equals mx plus b, you haven't just learned some formula, you've learned the fundamental language of lines. And that brings us to the end. You have the key now. So my final question for you is this. Just look around you. What lines do you see in your own world? The growth of a plant over time? The money you're saving each week? Now that you've cracked the code, what real-world stories can you tell?